Meet me. Alright, welcome back, boys. I'm sure some of you guys have been wondering if I died. I think it's been almost like 2 weeks since my last upload. No, I've just been Lost Arking, and I'll probably do some Lost Ark content soon, but I've just been playing the game, and I haven't really been recording anything, but I haven't really been playing E7 since Lost Ark came out, but these patch notes came out and they're actually pretty crazy. So let's go over it together. Obviously, you can go and watch the whole thing, but it's an hour and a half long. I'm going to try to condense it down to the key points as quickly as possible, as well as talk about the two new heroes. I haven't looked at their kits yet, I just skimmed through it, but I'm going to try to quickly go through everything, and hopefully we can wrap up this entire hour and a half video in 10-15 minutes tops, other than the hero discussion. So first, new side story. It's a side story, who cares? But this 88 pen set gear is ridiculous. Max rolls and everything. Speed, defense, attack, crit chance. So I think that is probably the best side story gear we've ever seen from anything. Two little artifacts, but they kind of stink in my opinion, so whatever. Next banners are Vivian and Cowrick, and I think Aseria. All of those are not too important, but they're not bad heroes either. I'm not going to talk about Ancient Inheritance. They've gone over it several times, so you can watch that part if you're interested in it. I'm not a big PvE player. RTA season is almost over. I'm a scrub and I'm barely playing, so I'll probably end up here, but we'll see. I actually thought the frames were hideous, but zoomed up it looks decent. Like, I thought my Legend frame was hideous too until I put it on, but I think this will actually look pretty good. Blown up, I kind of like it. It's weird looking, but I kind of like it. New RB skin. Too bad RB's kind of dead now in the meta, but looks kind of cool. There's also a new Vivian skin. I don't know where they show you that. Ruel's skin is now going to be in the shop. The balance adjustments are going to hit on Thursday, which is a disaster. I really hate that Smallgate keeps doing this. Stop doing balance adjustments right before the end of the RTA season. It makes no sense. They did this last season. It's an insult to all competitive RTA players, and they did it again. Honestly, Smallgate, you could do better than this. Like, cut it out. The game needs balance changes, so I support that, but the timing of it is just dreadful. Like, it's just, I don't know, bad to shake up the meta right before the season ends. New World Championship. Now, I'm super stoked about this. I actually tried listening to part of this. I don't think they really talked about how to qualify, but I think back then it was what, like top 2 in RTA season of each region or something like that, top 4. I'm assuming it'll be similar, so I'll let you listen to this, but I'll definitely try and cast some of the matches. I know you guys, some of you guys anyways, enjoyed my commentary on the previous one. Maybe I can even commentate live on some of these if they do it live. I usually just watch the YouTube videos and commentate over that. Hopefully they have better commentators this time around, but I am super, super stoked about this. And they also have this new mode that they're coming out with that has stackable bans, so the bans carry over for all 3 rounds. That sounds pretty interesting. Let's go into the new heroes. Hwa Young. Let's just skip to the skills because I want to keep this video short, because the point of this is to give you a condensed version of the patch summary. I have not actually seen this yet. Fire Warrior, pretty slow, you know, high attack. Okay, let's look at the skills. I guess we're starting off with skill 2. The caster cannot trigger a critical hit, but attack... Okay, so it's like Senya-ish, but attack increases by, I guess, 50%. Damage suffered, so built-in proof against critical hits. When more than one damage reduction effect is granted, only the strongest effect is applied. And she has not a permanent barrier, but she keeps applying. So it's like a warrior FCC. I guess there's nothing to see for that. Skill 3. After dispelling all debuffs from the caster, so full cleanses herself, attacks the enemy with a secret technique and self-immunity, penetrates target's defense when the target's max health is greater than the caster's max. So this is a kind of ability where we won't know how it works until we actually see it, like what the difference has to be, but it's 100% death pen, so I guess you would build her with low HP, right? Let's see this. Alright, she has 16k HP here though. that hits pretty hard because the death pen scales on the HP difference. 17k HP is not low HP. Granted, it's a C Armin. C Armins usually have a lot of HP, but 20,000 damage right off the bat, unreducible because it doesn't need to crit or anything. And she gets an extra turn. That's pretty crazy. Well, I guess you have to soul burn that. S1 attacks in with kick, increases combat readiness by 15%. If you're buffed, it kind of has like a built-in Uberius tooth. That's basically what it's saying, right? Whoa, that did a lot of... Wait, what? No, that's not right. Did it crit? Oh, that was the dual attack from Zahak. I was like, I thought she can't crit. Okay, let's try to summarize it real quick. What do I think of her? I think, like other heroes that can't crit like Senya, the good thing about this kit is that you can completely ignore critical hit damage, right? Which is a very difficult stat to get. Like, that allows you to pile stuff into all the defensive stats and speed and attack. So this is going to end up being like a 7k attack hero, right? Because when you get to completely ignore a stat, like when you build Charlotte, you completely ignore crit chance. It just makes them really beefy everywhere else. So she looks just like a one-shot hero. Looks pretty decent. I mean, with the self-barrier, maybe she has some survivability. Honestly, I think initially she looks pretty good. My main problem with her is kind of the same reason that Infernal Kawazu is good, but also kind of underutilized. After the S3, what do they really do, right? She doesn't really have anything scary that happens after she launches off that S3. So I think she reminds me a lot of Infernal Kawazu. Like, Infernal Kawazu can one-shot someone in the opener, can't really reduce his damage and stuff, but afterwards he's kind of just like a squishy liability on the team. So we'll see, but I think she's pretty interesting overall. Her artifact, increase attack by 10%. If a non-critical hit is made, has a 100% chance to burn for 1 turn. Honestly, this is going to be best in... We were just talking about Infernal Kawazu. This is best in slot in Infernal Kawazu now, I think. An extra burn is a ton of extra damage for Infernal Kawazu, but I could see why it would work for her as well. So honestly, I like this artifact because I'm a big fan of Infernal Kawazu. So, yeah. Now, there's one more new hero. Do they have anything in between? Obviously, this hero is going to be in the rotation. We don't care about the boss rotation. All right, let's talk about Bad Cat Armin. Well, that was scary. I didn't expect that to come out. Okay, let's go to her skills. So another warrior, ML4, I guess. Pretty fast, actually. 115 base speed. All right, let's go into the kit. Wait, let's make sure it's the first move. No, the skill 2 is the first move. All right, catch him. I love the icon. It's like a squishy cat. After being attacked, has a 30% chance, 5, 10, 40% chance to increase critical hit damage of the foremost ally for 1 turn before making the foremost ally counterattack? Cannot be triggered by extra attacks or counterattacks. This looks really freaking crazy. So this is going to be the kind of thing where it depends on what you're up against, right? Because if you're up against like a pure single target damage team, they're not going to be brainless and hit the Bad Cat Armin. But this is almost like a counter to like stuff like Belian. Anything that has AoE, or even like you might be able to use this as a counter to like certain cleaves, where you kind of just stick them on there and you put a heavy hitting DPS like a Rylet or something like that in the front, and you're just going to start one-shotting things if Bad Cat Armin gets hit. And there's no cooldown on this, so if they had 4 AoE attackers, theoretically your foremost ally is going to hit them every single time, right? It can't be triggered by extra attacks or counterattacks though, but I think that's fine. I think it'd be crazy if it did. So honestly, like a lot of heroes, especially ML4s, their most interesting thing in their kit is their S2, and it looks like it's another hero like that. That looks pretty bomb, actually. Let's see it in practice. Oh, we missed it. Okay. Yep, and Landy gets the buff, and she counters and does nothing, but in practice, I think it will be good. All right, is this it? Nya, 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 nya. Attacks the enemy with a huge explosion before granting increased speed to the caster for 2 turns and a barrier to all allies. This looks pretty boring, but maybe the animation will be cool. Oh wait, it's single target? That's a pretty underwhelming S3. Let me go back to it just to make sure I didn't miss anything. The speed buff is only for her, barrier to all allies for 2 turns. It's single target, and the damage kind of seemed poo-poo. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I guess she's built around her S2. That wasn't that impressive. Attacks the enemy with a giant shield, inflicting injuries, damage dealt, health scaling, severity of injury, blah, blah, blah. When used on the caster's turn, Are You Ready changes into attack that targets all enemies. The changed attack, okay. Alright, that's interesting. So maybe... I almost don't like this. I tend to not like AoE attacks unless it's like a mage or something that can run violin because, you know, there's nothing in here that says it can't be countered or anything. There's still a lot of counter heroes out there, so honestly, unless you're going to do a ton of damage, in a lot of cases, AoE attacks are a liability. Like, just think of the Lion. Like, Lion actually does pretty good damage, but think of all the ways people deal with her by abusing the fact that she hits all enemies. So I almost don't like the way that this works, but it does have injury on it. So if you're trying to have some kind of like stall AoE comp that injures people to death, maybe this is good for that. But overall, I don't know. So overall, I'm not that excited about this hero. I think she, you know, everyone's going to be mad at she will have her place. I think her S2 is by far the most interesting part of her kit. Her S3 seems the most boring, and her S1 seems okay. I guess if the injuries stack up very fast, it might be useful. But I think she'll be a niche hero. I don't really think outside of this she's all that crazy. But against AoE teams, she's probably pretty beast. She'll probably shut down a lot of AoE teams. ML Summon, the pity thing is coming out. I didn't listen to this. I don't know if they changed it, but if you really do have to select which pity you're going for, I still think it's garbage. Always stick with the ML5 pity guys, unless you're a Turbo Whale. And if you're a Turbo Whale, then you don't care about summoning anyway. You'll get everything. So, but don't try to pity ML4s and waste those super valuable pity counts. We're going to get an awesome Mystic Summon check-in event. You know, that's pretty sweet. A lot of free Mystics. Coin shop rotation, you get to get 2 of the worst heroes in the game, a useless knight. Ruan is pretty good, so this is the only thing worth anything here. She's getting buffed, though. I still think she's kind of ass, but hey, if you want to waste your coins, go for it. Now, this is a pretty sweet thing. Get more Mystics for Commander's Armbands, and you can also use your special element summons, or rather get them, using Commander's Armbands. And these, I think, have a 30 or 40% chance of a 5-star. So this is pretty sick considering it's once a week. You basically, you know, once a week have a pretty damn good chance of getting a new 5-star unit if you're buying these out every time. So honestly, that's a pretty sick change. This thing I don't personally care about because I'm not missing any heroes, but for newer players, this is absolutely awesome. So if you guys have done a group summon before where it's like multiple heroes on one banner, now, I guess because a lot of limited heroes are out to help people catch up, they have this new mechanic where they're going to allow you to select 3 heroes and artifacts, bundle them together into a single banner, and you get to summon on it. And if you get lucky, you'll get them all really fast. And if you don't, you're going to get those special coins or whatever that allows you, what are they called? The Stars Mirage coin shop that'll allow you to, you know, basically pity them. So for newer players or even mid-tier players, this is a pretty freaking awesome feature. Like, endgame players like me don't really care unless we want imprints. But this, you know, Smilegate is doing a lot of great things for newer players, making sure the game doesn't die. Honestly, this patch is pretty sick so far. New collab, I'm assuming, because it didn't used to say Strive, I'm assuming they'll rerun all of these, and that there's going to be a new hero as well. And I think that's about it that's important. So hopefully that was faster than watching this whole video. Honestly, I'm going to give these patch notes a 10 out of 10. The new heroes, I don't really care too much about, but they have a lot of QOL stuff there. The World Championships are sick. That pen set thing is sick. The customizable group summon banner. I know this is going to make a lot of people happy, and it's really great for new players. So honestly, this is one of the better patch notes that we've seen in recent memory. So I'm super stoked, even though right now I'm in Lost Ark addiction mode. So anyways, I hope this helped you guys out. I hope this helped you guys not have to watch this full hour-and-a-half video. Good luck to you guys if you guys are pushing for Legend soon or whatever you're doing. And till next time, peace out, boys.